for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 25 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Z2U, link in the description. Yo, what's good? I'm Fire here, back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another defense in Madden 25. This one is going to be the 4-3 over defense, which is going to be one of the most popular ones that you guys will see at the moment. Very good shed defense. It is kind of the new 4-3 meta that you see. It used to kind of be the 4-3 even 6-1. That one got patched, but 4-3 over is working at the moment, and it is going to be very good shed defense. Now, this is going to be in the Buffalo Bills defensive playbook, which is kind of the best playbook that you will see. It has 2-4 double mug, it has 3-3 cub, and then it also has dime normal. It really has a lot of what you would want. Some really good stuff in here, and again, 4-3 over. Personnel-wise, you're going to want some good coverage linebackers if possible. So we did move Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb out. It doesn't show it, but we do have them at the DN positions, as you can see by the numbers. So get some good, quick, athletic D linemen. Get some good, rangy coverage linebackers. You're going to be using the player in the middle. The player we're going to run is cover 4 quarters. Really, I could show a few other plays out of this. Cover 6 I like. Cover 3 cloud strong I like. Cover 4 press is going to be pretty similar to cover 4 quarters. We'll leave our zone drops at default. If that changes, I will keep you guys updated on that. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. So, what we're going to go ahead and do is first actually move the face cam. And secondly, it's going to be a very simple defensive setup. So really all I want to do to start out is press. And then I'm going to just pinch the D-line. And then the way to pinch the D-line is going to be D-pad on the left, down on the left analog stick. And then it's going to be... you're going to slant your D-line inside or crash down, which is going to be D-pad to the left, down on the right analog stick. So your D-line should look like this, to where very inside, everybody's going inside. That's what we want. I like pressing the DBs just to give them that extra look. If you wanted to, you could even show blitz. I guess maybe you can't, because it kind of moves those guys out. So don't show blitz, but you could press the DBs. And then with your user, I like to put them on a blitz. You are going to use the player on the 3 receiver hook, and I like to just kind of stand here, either here or in the middle, somewhere where you're kind of in there just creating havoc. So you kind of stand here, and the sheds overall should be very, very solid. Now, there's a few other ways to run quarters. We'll talk about the backside adjustments because those are going to be key, but we're just kind of focusing on the sheds. And it's going to be a 4-man rush. You can't expect to get pressure necessarily every single play. But there you see someone glitch through the line. We get good pressure there. So that's kind of an example of how you can get the pressure, and we will show some of the adjustments that we want later. But this is what you want. Just kind of usually what happens, someone's going to just glitch through the line. There you see it's Bradley Chubb. And again, the pressure is relatively quick. Overall, coverage is going to be decent, but we are going to do some things to get a little bit of better coverage. I'll show just the sheds another time here, and we're obviously going to just do the same thing every play. But I mean, trying to get rid of the ball, it's just not easy on that play over there. So you could do a few different things. If you guys don't like the standard press, what we could do is we could go with a classic leave them backed off. You could go with a baseline press, which I'll probably actually show a little bit later. But this is what we're going to do to start out. Now, adjustments wise, you have a few different things you could do. You have 2-quarter flats. One of my favorite adjustments just to start out against like a bunch would be doing something like this with a little cloud flat adjustment, deep half over there. This can allow you to be a little bit more aggressive. So we could do that. Boom, snap the ball. A little aggressive style of defense. Now the quarter flats on the left didn't seem to stick there. Not ideal. So if they're killing you with that kind of bunch look, what you could do is go with a little cover 2 over here, which is something that I typically do. So we go something like this. Kind of turns it into a cover 6 look. I like the cover 6 look a lot. So you'd stand over here. Boom, we could lurk. Go back. Now if that guy's not staying in his position, this is where we go to the zone drops. And we set it to probably either a 10 or a 5 just to start out. And I am going to turn baseline on as well. So we'll go baseline and we'll go flats at like 10 yards just to start out. And let's say we're running like a corner strike play. And we went with the cover 6 type adjustment over there. This would be a good defense to kind of run on something like a backside post look. something like this type of a defense. Stand over here, lurk, go back. You see again quick sheds over there. So baseline press is there if you like it. Now something you could also do is spread those linebackers out so that they're a little bit further. This may not be as good for run defense, but if your opponent is really passing the ball a lot, this is something that I like to do to really just get those defenders to actually play what we want them to. So if we go with just like a really simple look here, simple like corner out concept, and now he's out there, he should play that a lot better. Versus previously, it seemed like the flats on the right were open. He was kind of playing the corner out, but over here on the right, this is going to defend it a lot better. Ramsey would be able to click on over there. You got the flat defended. You would obviously take the running back with your user. This is going to be defended well also, so we have that. So again, that would be spreading the linebackers. The way to do that is D-pad on the right, up on the left analog stick. Another kind of basic thing we could do is, let's say this quarter flat's not doing what we want over here on the left against like something like a bunch strong nasty. We could throw him straight up on a hard flat, and again, he's going to play like the 10-yard range. Now he's going to be more aggressive for certain plays, like let's say we go with, I don't know, something like this. Just for an idea, some kind of a setup like this. A little bit more of an aggressive look. Kind of stand over here, lurk. Now this would be a good spacing concept, but overall the defense seems to be pretty well. Again, a setup I like as well. Could be this cloud flat adjustment. Cloud flat over here, D-path with A. That's something I don't hate. If you have to, you can like put one of these guys on a vert hook as well, one of these Z linemans. Now your sheds are not going to be as good. But you see, we rushed 3 there. We still got pressure, and coverage was really good on that play. So it's really a give or take. But, I mean, we rushed 3. Jalen Phillips gets a little glitch here, a little spinneroo. And that could be just because he's good. But again, coverage good. Obviously, I'd be taking that with my user that underneath route. So again, what we could do is hard flat over here, and we could double up on the cloud flat. Something like this. We could still put Bradley Chubb in coverage. So you're rushing 3. The run defense on this I'll show in a little bit. It should not be terrible, but this would be an idea. Boom, we'll work over here. And I mean, nobody really open on that play. Now again, your sheds are not going to be as good when you rush 3. Definitely keep that in mind. But for what it is, that would be a good defense. Now, let's say we wanted to try something else. Let's say you're going up against a traditional bunch look. So we're going to pretend that Josh Jacobs is kind of coming out of the backfield here, whatever. Set up like this or something. You could do a few different things here. Now immediately you could just kind of man up both players. Just give me 1 second here, fellas. So immediately you could do that. Play both players on man coverage. You could man up the safety on him. Now again, kind of trying to pretend that he's in the backfield. You would probably man up the safety on the running back, but you could play it like this if you want. A little curl flat over here. You could get some help over the middle of the field if you're worried about posts, if you're worried about like corner routes. And again, the running back's going to be out of the backfield, so we're more worried about posts than like an outside breaking route. If you're worried about crossers, that would be a situation where we go curl flat over here. Who knows? But this is a good little man coverage setup. Sheds. Again, the sheds are not instant. They did get nerfed just a little bit, so they're not as good as they once were, but they are still decent. Let's audible to a different formation here. Let's go, actually let's try out a run. So I'll show the standard, and there's no good runs out of this formation, so we are going to go to trips to run the ball. Now base is going to be a good run, but let's say we just keep the linebackers tight, which against trips, probably not a good idea, and against trips you would probably not want to be base aligned, because look at the corner on the left, it's kind of in a weird spot. I'll show you what it looks like if you try to throw a streak out there, but this is just standard run defense. So, looks pretty good there. Not easy to run the ball. That was a quick base, which is one of the better runs in the game as well. Now, going back to trips. So the run defense is going to be fine. I'm going to show the run defense with the linebackers spread out. Because again, you're not going to know when he's running the ball, so let's pretend you're kind of standing over here. Boom. You could still shoot that, and even if it's inside zone, that linebacker's still going to be coming from tight, and he shouldn't get picked up by those guys. Let's say if you're going up against trips with the baseline press, So let's say we do have the baseline press on and they try to hit like Romeo Doubs on a streak. It doesn't really get open. It takes a really good throw. Now he caught it there. I don't know why. You would click on and probably intercept it. It takes a really good throw. And obviously if you don't have speed, this is not an adjustment you're going to want to do. I'll show it again with like a little high ball and free form. So there is stuff there. Again, it's probably something you want to stay away from. So we are going to show trips against an unbase-aligned look. You would do a lot of the similar setups. And again, we're not going crazy. If you guys want even more setups that I'm not showing in this video, make sure you check out my other cover 4 quarters video. It's just out of a straight nickel set, but it is going to have some good stuff and good setups that you could run out of plays like this. What's a good play? PA slot corners, decent. So again, you would still press. Now run defense is going to be a little bit, you're going to give up a little bit in the run defense. I like doing this setup against my cover, against my quarters look. You could obviously flip this if you want. Let's say we reset the play. Cloud flat, deep half. You could run it on the right as well. Now, one thing I like is having some kind of help in the middle of the field. You're not necessarily going to be able to get it, so that's kind of a little worrisome. With the straight match coverage, so against trips, I don't love this as much as against tight formations, unless I'm throwing one of these players in coverage to help me out a little bit. Because now we get some help. I can commit, help defend over some other things. Again, I would maybe even, probably out of trips, I'm definitely going to keep my hard flat over here. So we're going to go hard flat on the right. Let's say if we wanted to play a little bit more aggressive, what you could do is also man up both these players. And you could keep, so if we man up both these players, I could actually use the safety over here. Snap the ball. Boom. This gives me the freedom to kind of lurk over here. I would probably come down on the drag, try to make a play on that. But overall, defense is going to be solid. You would not just sit in cover 4 the whole time. You would mix up between other plays as well. But if you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.